Clive. I haven't seen you all week.
I know.
What's your name? Who are you?
Where are we? What are we doing?
I am Olivia Uli and I approve this message.
Absolutely.
All right, here we are. So, Olivier, what are we doing here?
So what we're going to do...
First say who you are. Yeah, right?
Yeah, by the way.
I am Edie Lush.
And I'm Claudia Romo Edelman.
And this is the Global GoalsCast.
The podcast that explores how can we change the world.
And today, we're excited to have Olivier Oulier.
Oh,
Yes.
you!
It's me.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna pause it. Sorry, live. We need to have you on the right side of him, so I can
Okay.
see how far of you.
Okay.
And I think even though it's
This
going
is
to be
real.
hot,
This is
I think we
live.
should close the door because of sound, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
The sound should be. It should be okay
So,
with this.
dear life intervenes in our life, but we're back to be authentic, I guess.
It's
By
very
introduction,
authentic.
yes.
It's very authentic. All right. Let's start over here. Let's introduce yourselves, lads.
Well, I think we're going to do the cross intro. This is James Hewitt. He's a sports performance scientist, the Chief Innovation Officer at Hintsa Performance. I think the leading company in the world when it comes to training CEOs, professional athletes, and improving everything in their lives. So that's
Wow.
James.
Thank you, Olivier. So Olivier is our head of marketing. No, not really.
This might be yeah.
So Olivier Oulier, professor of neuroscience and the president of Emotive, one of the world's leading neuroinformatics companies, who are scaling brain data collection so that we can all get a better idea of what is going on inside our brains and use that data to try and improve both well-being and performance. So we're a bit of a dream team here today.
Yeah.
to
You
For
measure
are.
your
disclosure,
brains.
there is an official collaboration between the companies, so
Okay.
that
it's
everyone
not like
knows.
this just happened out of nothing.
No.
Can we introduce Boots to life, please? Like, hello.
These boots
And guys,
are
while
made
we are
for
live,
walking.
The world's leading snow boots.
While we are live, for the purpose of the camera, are you seeing them, or are they all in just shadow?
No, yeah.
Cool. Okay, sorry, because I think for the Facebook crowd, you might be a little bit just in shadow. But
Okay.
there we go. I'm trying
All
my
right.
best.
We're ready. What are we
So
gonna
what
do?
are we going to do?
So what we'll do today is we're going to ask you to perform very simple tasks that allow us to measure how good you are when it comes to your cognitive performances and how sleep deprivation, that is something...
Sleep deprivation.
Yeah, Davos, come on.
Right.
Most
This
of
is
us
the
work
worst
so
day
hard.
to do this test then.
Most of us work so
slept.
hard.
I don't want to confess how many hours I slept.
So after
James.
being awake for 18 hours continuously, so the equivalent of 8 a.m. to 2 a.m., your cognitive performance is equivalent to being legally drunk, even if you haven't had
Crikey.
a single alcoholic beverage.
Wow.
So it's very likely that most of us here are impaired today. And so we're going to measure your cognitive performance relative to a normative group that we've gathered during Davos this week, as
Okay.
well as a normative data set that we have for some Formula One drivers. And we'll see how we're getting on. So
Does the data set change because as you go on through Davos, people get more and more tired, so
Absolutely.
the average
Oh, yeah.
performance level goes down?
And
It's
people are
increased.
more and more delusional because what we do at the same time is we're recording your brain activity to
Oh.
measure stress,
Yeah.
attention, distraction,
Yeah.
mental fatigue, cognitive load,
Right.
and it allows us to have an idea of a gap between what people feel and what is actually happening in their brains. And the more we advance in the Davos week, the more delusional people are. They're like, oh, we're so good.
And let's
Not
be clear,
really.
this is the end of Davos, so we cannot be more like finishing
On
a
our
whole...
knees,
yeah, on our
Yes,
knees.
but we're all happy, and James made a very good point
Yeah.
about positive mood, right?
yeah, so in the data that we've collected, over 15,000 observations in high performance knowledge workers, actually one of the strongest predictors of cognitive performance is positive mood. So if you feel happy, you'll perform better.
And
And
so
it
if
seems
you're
like the mood's pretty
tired,
good.
Should we
you
do a
can
power pose?
put your hands up in the air. No, if you're tired and you actually get happy, you're compensating.
So to some degree, so the most
So for
toxic...
all our tired
Yeah.
friends, just like put a great song standard.
But there's a good example. I mean, all of us travel a lot, and sometimes we need to take flights very early in the morning. And when you have to wake up for a business trip or wake up early for your trip, that would be family vacation, the mood is different, the level of
So
fatigue
true.
that you feel is different because it's exactly the same time of the day, maybe a 6 a.m. flight,
Yeah.
yet what is going to happen after is totally different. And it changes our mindset and can change our performances.
Right.
So what are we gonna do? Are we going to use
Yeah, we're going to put
The
brain
toys.
headsets
Oh.
on both of you, and we're going to record your brain activity as you perform cognitive tests. we're gonna make you compete against each other.
So does competition provide stress too? That also
It depends. I
impacts
mean,
our
if Claudia
performance?
was competitive, we would know it.
Oh, well, that's fine because she's not.
So that's not going to change anything.
Okay, are we ready?
Absolutely. So let me take these portable brain scans.
I'm ready for this. As long as the results of this test are anonymous.
Well, it depends whether you want us to read out the numbers live.
So I'm going to
but,
switch this on.
Depends if I'm doing better.
So
or
I
she
guess
is.
it's anonymous if you're not happy with the result. But
Yeah. It's just like polls. Polls don't work if they don't give you the result that you expect. So
Right.
this device allows to record the electric activity of your brain. The
Oh,
brain
right,
communicates.
right.
Oh, sorry.
First the beauty. Yeah.
Uh,
Then the brain.
Yeah, the brain communicates in two ways with
There we
the
go.
body in a simplistic way, biochemistry
Mhm.
and electric activity. This is picking up electric activity. Now I'm going to check for contact. Looks good. And we've got machine learning algorithms based on literally tens of thousands of trials that we've got from all over the world. We've got more than 100,000 people who own this device in 120 countries that allow to assess in real time attention, distraction, stress. And at the end, we will ask you how you feel and we'll look at what your mouths are saying compared to what your brains are telling us. All right.
We're
When he
lying.
said, when he said that he was looking for contact, I felt like E.T.
It's electrode contact.
You look fantastic.
I
Okay.
do?
Yeah.
You too, actually.
Yeah,
Of
Thank
course,
you.
of course, because the emotive designers are so good. I mean, well,
Actually, it does look like those 80s bands of the 80s, like, let's go Ronnie D. Let's go John now. Let's measure our let's measure our brain in it.
I don't think I can keep this up much longer. I'm
No,
gonna
but-
dive into
No, but part of, I mean, like, this is a great thing that I
Okay.
learned today. Hispanics have to be paid better so they don't have to work as hard, so that they don't act like drunk.
yeah, so if you could get
I mean,
adequately
it's not just
compensated.
Hispanics.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like,
But
okay, that's where my
everyone,
eyes and my
right,
heart is.
right,
No,
right.
overall.
Yeah, it's a message for anyone who's working very long hours. And I think also in terms of safety, if you sleep for 6 hours per night, your risk of being involved in a road traffic accident actually increases by 33%.
Wow.
So 6 hours per night feels adequate, but as Olivier mentioned, we've got an incredible capacity for self-delusion. And they've done some very interesting studies to demonstrate how after 2 weeks of sleeping for 6 hours per night, cognitive performance is impaired, equivalent to being legally drunk. Again, is it equivalent to going an entire night without sleep, but we don't notice.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I mean, like, I was joking, but not,
Mm.
because as I was telling, what's your
James.
name again? He said, like, I'm sleep
There's
impaired.
the cognitive.
and so it starts. And so it starts.
All right, we're
You're-
ready.
You're
Okay, we're
forgiven,
ready.
your
We're
short-term
ready.
memory is impaired. So I'm just
Oh,
going to
But
lock
I'm
you
gonna
in.
dance and put optimism to catch up with, like with.
If
Yeah.
only there were parties at Davos, we could dance a little bit. So, I
I
mean,
wish
that's an
I
idea.
knew-
That's an idea.
I wish I
If
knew
we-
a
if we
DJ
knew.
who
Oh,
did
me
those.
too. Don't tell me.
So, we're going to get you to face off head to head. I'm just going to set you up.
Actually sweating.
But you're nervous.
I think, well,
I mean, we can
could
tell
be.
everyone that we're like in a gigantic aquarium,
It
and
is-
it's very cold in Davos, but there is a fantastic sun today,
Yeah.
and it's like being in a sauna.
I mean, it's about 40 degrees.
And
It's
for
easy.
our Facebook Live friends, I mean, like, this is the end of a long week. This Davos was devoted to discussing globalization 4.0. We've been listening from experts right and left, top down. But a lot of the new issues that I was very happy to hear were related to
Brain
mental
health?
health.
Brain health.
Mental
Oh, yeah.
health.
Absolutely.
And,
I mean-
like, people are starting to realize this is a serious
really-
issue.
And it's crossing all sectors
Yeah.
because where it started to be discussed at Davos this year is in all the sessions, official and on the promenade,
Yeah.
that are related to the future of work.
Yeah.
And think about just the level of anxiety of people who think they could be replaced by robots and AI. So everyone is stressed, but there is a level of anxiety that is coming up.
Oh my
Oh,
god, you're trying
yeah.
to get
I'm
ahead?
getting
And by the way, I hope,
Ready?
I hope
Next.
everyone noticed that they are already
next.
providing excuses for poor performances.
Next on the screen.
Oh, she started early.
It's
Wait,
okay, it's
wait,
okay. It's a practice period. Press the orange circle as quickly as you can. We have 40
Okay,
trials.
I do have a faster finger than Edie, just saying. Normally.
Can we ask how you know, Sophia?
Because
Where
we've done
What are you even talking about?
Like about coffee, who puts the sugar first?
Well, I don't ever have sugar in my coffee. You trying to
For
distract me?
optimal performance,
Oh,
I'd
oh.
suggest.
Of course she is.
Continue.
Okay, real
Yeah.
test is beginning now.
No, but wait,
What?
wait.
No, I
She's
can't
not-
wait.
Okay,
Why are you moving your feet?
because
Does that help?
Yeah.
Well, from measures of focus, there's clearly a difference in the brains.
Oh.
Not putting pressure.
No, Edie is having it faster.
Is she?
I don't know. I just feel that I slept less than you.
Olivia, can you give us a sneak peek? Or you show us
I think with a son, even I have trouble seeing it.
I think
So I got each headset is connected to one of the devices, one on the iPad and one on my
So
phone.
when you breathe, you're better, yeah?
Yeah.
I just think I need to point out for scientific integrity, these are
Yeah.
not controlled conditions.
Oh yeah, as you can see, I mean, we're totally
You mean
distracting
the
them.
We're not going to be
I'm
publishing
seeing
these
my
results.
finger actually shaking due to
Uh-oh.
exhaustion.
More excuses.
I'm just so
It's more of a kind of like just observation.
Happy, performing better. I am happy. My fingers
Everything is
happy.
awesome.
My fingers happy. Ah! I won.
Congratulations. Well, no, it's about your average reaction time.
I won.
And so I'm going to log in and we'll see.
As we said, yeah, as we said,
She's not.
it's good. She's not competitive at all. Not at all.
Honestly.
You at Facebook Live friends, you have to actually appreciate the beauty of the mountains. Well, we're like
Quick,
getting the
distract
results.
them.
Wait.
Let's switch the topic from someone's.
So this is something that I learned today from your friend Dr. Corey Lathan, my friend, your
Oh, yeah.
friend, all of our friends.
Fantastic.
That in fact the focus on brain health is actually now receiving proper money. So there are some funds starting to do investment in
Absolutely.
brain health, and
300 million people in the world suffer from depression and anxiety. The productivity loss per year globally is up to $1 trillion.
yeah.
So
have the
no
results.
wonder that people at Davos are interested in that, because
Yeah.
from a human point of view and from an economic point of view, there is a huge burden, and this is why for the first time in the SDGs, access to mental health solutions is part of the SDGs, and that's crucial. And it's crossing everything, our personal and private lives.
And it's not just depression and suicide, it's Alzheimer's and the full range of mental health issues. All right, go on.
So the results are in. In second place, Edie,
Oh my God.
your average reaction time over the course of those 40 trials
Yeah.
was 322 milliseconds. And Claudia,
Half.
yours was 313. So there really wasn't much in it at all. There's only 9 milliseconds in it. So can I ask, how many hours of sleep did you get last night?
Do I have
Like
to
in
say?
reality,
Sounds
I
like
think
not a lot. But
Yeah.
whatever the case, we see
Yeah.
a really clear link between sleep duration and cognitive performance.
Because the average of the people doing
So
it is
the
what?
average in
Do you
Davos
think
this
it
week.
could be though that your finger was actually shaking so much that you just were lucky? in
No, because
pressing it?
no, because you both got 100% correct in the trials. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, but I mean, she still
Yeah.
could have been lucky.
But I think it was because maybe you were a little bit happier. I think
No.
the dance might have helped.
I am so happy right now.
But anyway, the point
No, but I
the point
think that
being,
we're both very slow. What is the average?
the average Formula One driver,
Yeah.
250 milliseconds.
Oh wow.
You're both actually within 10 milliseconds of the average Davos person this week. So across this week, the majority of people have been around 310 milliseconds. And the average sleep of a Davos person this week has been less than 5 hours.
And where does it get dangerous?
So all human beings, over 99% of human beings, need to sleep between 7 to 9 hours per night for adequate sleep. And if we're not doing that,
You didn't
then
do that
we're
this
impairing
week.
both our performance,
Yeah.
but also perhaps more worryingly, we're perhaps increasing the likelihood of issues related to mental health, such
Think-
as too much stress,
Yeah,
for
but
example.
think about, even we were talking about mental health. We're here in a booth that is sponsored by the International Federation of Automobile. Basically, Formula One, NASCAR, all the automotive industry
That was
is
the
under that
Ta-ta-ta.
umbrella. No, but the idea, no, it's important. Think about 100 milliseconds if something happens on the road
Yeah.
and you react too late. And we've been working on road safety to better understand what distracts people. And definitely the lack of sleep, but also double tasking, like talking to someone,
Looking at
using
your
your phone,
phone.
or looking at the big screens in your cars, who turn to be as, if not more dangerous than looking at your phone.
No, but wait a second. Are you saying? I mean, like, I think that we all have heard a lot about doing double tasking while driving is the
Yeah,
cause
yeah.
of accidents. But
Absolutely.
you're saying the lack of sleep is too.
So
Of
one
course.
of the challenges that we see is that lack of sleep impairs performance, but also we see that inadequate sleep actually impairs the cognitive capability that helps us to resist distraction, something called impulse control, inhibitory control.
Right.
So not only is your performance impaired, if your phone vibrates in your pocket, you're less likely to be able to resist that urge to check it as you're driving along. So really, sleep duration has a very strong association with
And
performance
we
and
got
safety.
we got an appalling figure regarding the correlation between sleep deprivation and impulse control, right?
Yeah, that's right. So, according to the data that we've gathered, sleep duration or inadequate sleep can predict about 63% of the variance that we see in impulse control. And it's quite a steep slope. It's a very significant relationship. That's backed up by various forms of evidence. And so somehow we need to break this cycle
Am I
because
done with this?
Oh, yeah.
I love it, but it's.
I think they're still collecting
But I
data.
do, yeah. But I do have a question because.
It's gone.
Oh, that's actually that was the end of it. No. Look, what we do is we create content that is on celebration of the progress that we're making. So we are actually trying to make people optimistic and happy. We create this podcast as a fact. It's all about like bringing that enthusiasm and that positivity. And we do as well parties for the champions that are making a difference to come and celebrate, particularly before weeks like Davos. That seems trivial, but at the end of the day, when you're bombarded with, and this is not working, and poverty is not, and there's we're about to depression, and so at the end of the day, you come out there without knowing that, no, as a fact, the world is making progress.
Yep,
Whatever way you
absolutely.
want to see it, the world is making progress. So, what would be the business case, and how do we actually tell our followers that being optimistic and what we're doing is actually, like contributing to a better life?
And I think that there is the business case in a lot of examples of some things that happen in Davos. I say that there's a lot of criticism of Davos being just meetings between people, but there are public-private partnerships that are literally change healthcare, for example. In 2000, and I think you were working at the forum at that time, the Davos launched Gavi, the International Association Alliance for Vaccination. 700 million kids got vaccinated, 10 million lives were saved. These are examples that need to be shared for people
There
to
are
be
things
positive.
that happen.
Things that happen. And I think that with what you guys are doing with your podcast is also putting in the light. The global GoalsCast is to bringing and to shedding some light in some of the actors that we never hear about, but have positive impact and measurable impact in the lives of people, improving their lives.
But
And I
how
think
can
that
we
is
make
great.
and what would be the number, hardcore number, as in like when you listen to half an hour of positive news, then we're gonna save so much money on the healthcare system, like over the years, or what's help us here, help us build
Yeah,
the
it's
case.
a bit hard to estimate because
Just like I said,
it's a complex system with a number of moving parts.
He doesn't have the answer.
So I don't have the answer for you.
But just
what I
give
can
me
say is that
something.
the evidence is clear that managing stress in a more moderate range, finding ways to boost positive mood, results in measurable improvements in the performance that can have a real impact, both economically, but also in terms of the health and well-being of the individual.
And the society, because at the end of the day, how much do we spend as societies in mental health? How much, do you know? How much does it cost for a president to have an
it's about
increase in
3
the
trillion a year, globally.
3 trillion?
A year, globally. In
You see,
direct and
subscribe to
indirect
the
costs.
Global GoalsCast, and we're going to put that number down slowly but surely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something, and by the way, mental health, you want to talk about positivity, we should stop talking about mental health. It's brain health. Because mental health is very negative. Brain health
Yeah.
is like physical health. The
Right.
same way that
that's not
employers,
like that.
yeah, the same way that employers are giving incentives, a discount to go to the gym to take care of your physical health, they are also more and more working these days in improving brain health of people. It can be through conversations, through social activities, through training, and it's important for one important topic here discussed at Davos, reskilling. If you want to reskill people, you need to understand them, but you need also those people to have excellent brain health.
But I'm getting the soundbite here. Subscribe to the Global GoalsCast to exercise your brain health.
To improve your brain.
Okay, say that
health.
again.
Subscribe to the Global GoalsCast to improve your brain health.
Powered by Emotive.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Web
guys.
and
Yes.
Hintsa Performance.
Yay,
course.
thank you
I
guys.
told you he was going to
All right, that was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Muy bien.
Thank you.